Welcome to Module 4 of LawOffice Technology. Let's see what we can do. Business letter form, mail merge, word processing, PDF utilities. And it's all from the Blackboard course. I do recommend going through Microsoft Word and just try things out. Just try things out. Does it work? Does it not work? Does help work? Does help not work? So you go through Microsoft Word and you just keep trying for things and seeing what works and what doesn't. Then as you do that, you evaluate it, figure out whether if you have plenty of time to work on things, does it help to create a different kind of a document? Does it help to create things like a table of contents, a reference list, things like that? We don't use reference lists in Blue Book, but you can use reference lists for other things, and of course, sometimes you end up using using Blue Book citations within a list table of cases, a specific table in a legal brief, things like that, and I will display some things within Microsoft Word. So again, use e-text, lecture notes, bar associations, professional responsibility, the online library, especially the e-text. Keep using Blue Book sites to the courses and the text, of course. What went right, tackling assignments. As usual, read the chapters, the activity already done, written assignment, word processing features. It pays to try new things, so new methods. So new methods rather than what you knew before taking the course. One of the things, and of course, mail merge is covered by the discussion, so we won't work on that really. What is my favorite to teach? I would say my favorite is really probably to store up things in what they call the insert quick parts. I like quick parts and I like bookmarks. And we will try both of those. This week is easy to complete, but it's very important to do your best. So yes, you don't really have to work too hard just to get it done with, but the better you do on word processing, the easier it is to get your foot in the door on a better job as you want to progress in the field. And of course, you can do Typing Master online, and that helps. I recommend doing this more than once. Do it on your own as opposed to just for class, because it's worth doing. If you get both speed and accuracy better, you tend to do better both in school and in the field. Mail merge, keep working on it as well as you can. You won't be able to share your sample recipient list but do the list so you can discuss how to do it. If you use a Mac, you end up having to use Excel rather than Access to store your list of addresses and names. Personalize what skills will help you as opposed to just generally what might help everybody. Here's your live lecture quiz phrases: learn shortcuts, build speed. So we'll leave that up for a few seconds here. My favorites for this would probably be to use insert quick parts. That's my favorite because you're going to use it over and over again once you get it. Because you can save so many things. You can save things with full formatting. And if you can save something with full formatting, it's so much easier next time you do it, and you don't have to keep finding the file each time. In the attorney file system. It's always there on Word. So I really suggest quick parts, but you need to use one more other than that one. And of course, you can look it up under YouTube videos and web help and so on. Microsoft Help is a source. So use it. And then use My Help too. So call me, work with me on it if you get stuck. Show and use all of your sources, brief summaries of your sources, and then talk. Tell me what you think. Something difficult for you to recall, format, or proofread, such as a citation or a part of a citation, such as your state statutes format. So like in mine, saving this would help, and you might save only one case, and then from then on you can just fill in the details of it. A completely formatted business letter would also help, because then you do not have to do so much word processing for every time you do a business letter, and you don't have to look up a formatted business letter on a file system, especially if you have a slower file system or you're accessing a centralized server or something. You can just pull it up on the computer you're using, and it's just always there. And if you want to have to do a business letter from home with a laptop, you can have the same format there, and it's just always available. And of course, you can change it yourself as needed. It's easy to change if you keep sending the same similar business letter to the same people over and over again, such as a reminder of court, a reminder of appointments, reminder or a notification that you're sending them their file materials. When you close a case, you send them their original file materials. Anything like that, you can save a repeated letter, and then you just have to fill in the name. So it makes a lot of things that are slow much faster. And then you don't have to, especially things that are difficult to proofread, such as citations. It speeds it up so much. So I would definitely save lots of things in quick parts, but I would also save it in another format in case Microsoft ever changes quick parts. But as long as they have quick parts the way they do, it has been, as I've saved things in quick parts, when they've upgraded Microsoft Word, I haven't had to retype my quick parts. So far they've been supporting it very well. I will show it to you here. So here is one that I use for Blackboard courses. If I wanted to do this instead of having this, if I wanted to have it just on my quick parts, and I wanted to keep telling students about the cell phone use or something, I could just highlight it, and I don't have to push Control-C for copy. I just have to highlight it. Then if I was home, I would click on Insert on the upper left, and then I'd head over here to the middle right area with the quick parts, and then I can save selection to quick part gallery here at the bottom of that menu. And then I would have to label it, so cell phone use. It kind of automatically does it, and if you don't ask it, you can save it in building blocks or normal. Building blocks is usually a little bit better than normal. Now, what if I wanted it to be in a different format? I could. This is in Calibri 12. If I decided I always wanted it to be in Arial, 14 or something, I could save it that way. And then it would always be that way. I don't happen to want that. But anyway, it's easy to do. Now, what have I done? What I've done is I've created something that I can always put anywhere I want. So again, I click on Insert and Quick Parts. And then, of course, I can fill in any of these that I want. So then it would do it exactly formatted. If I wanted it tabbed over, I could save it that way. And I could save it over the other one. You want to redefine the building block entry, it says. Yes, so now it will tab it over, and every time I want to put it in there, it will actually save the formatting. So I do not have to rethink things. I don't have to redo it, excuse me. Okay, Insert Quick Parts. And it will always be that way. notice that it's like this with the bold, and then it's got the exact thing. Now I have another thing that I use. I don't know if you can see it, but I have Shortkeys. And so I can enter something from here, but it's not formatted in a certain way. It's formatted, it's more simply done. So if I wanted something saved in here and I wanted it in italics or something, I won't do it. But this one is wonderful in a way because you can put it into anything, basically anything that's in Windows. So I can put it into a whiteboard within WebEx, or I can send it into a course or anything. It does not have to be in a Microsoft Word document. Obviously, shouldn't say obviously, but what we're doing with Quick Parts has to be in Microsoft Word. Shortkeys is a little faster in terms of once you memorize something. So if I memorized eLexis, then it's very fast, and I will do that for you. I'll do it in whiteboard. Shortkeys does cost money. If you already have Microsoft Word, Quick Parts costs nothing, but Quick Parts costs like $30, I think. So I do a whiteboard. So it will do that. And of course, it does not format it to fit the page. But it works on most things. So and then it's nice for things like phone numbers. So if I type // let's see, I'm going to leave it out of there. And then words or letters like EM. So if I do 1/ and EM, 1/ and PH doesn't work, but 2/ and PH works. And I'll give my phone number and so on. So things that otherwise I would have to laboriously type, I don't have to because I use Shortkeys. Shortkeys.com. That is word processing, so you may use it, but of course it costs money to try that out, so I don't promote it like I do Quick Parts. So things that have to be formatted, cases, for instance, there's a specific format for spacing, periods, commas, italics for the case name, and all of that stuff. It does help to have that in Quick Parts because that formats. You're saving formatted content so you can repeat it easily. You highlight and insert to save. And you save to the Quick Parts gallery. When you want to put it in, you just click where you want it and then go to Insert in Quick Parts to find it and insert it. And it will alphabetize it for you. Shortkeys, and this is sort of a display of the Shortkeys. Type that and get a paragraph that explains some requirement. So we could do that, and we can do a lot of things in Shortkeys that requires us to do things. And you basically create each item similar to what you do in Quick Parts in Word, except you can use these more or less in emails or other things. You don't have to use Shortkeys just in Microsoft Word. And here's sort of a lineup of it. Quick Parts is free if you already own Microsoft Word. Shortkeys is inexpensive. Quick Parts saves formatting. Shortkeys does not. This one, you already proofread the formatting and so on. This one's extremely fast, and you learn the keystrokes. The words and paragraphs in Shortkeys, of course, are correct once you've got them corrected and set up. Both are easy to get set up once you get started. Both of them will be outdated at some point, so you kind of want to keep track of what you put in it. Written assignments, criteria, summaries of sources on 2 word processing features. Personal thinking is the big thing, and then, of course, mechanics. And then there's details, and I did give that to you. Show how 2 word processing features will assist you in office practice and set a goal of learning, and then balance between personal evaluation of 2 word processing features and use of the research and the text. Personalized goals to improve in word processing. And then, of course, grammar, spelling. Typing skills, you've already done that, but just keep at it. And that's all we really have to do today.